Hang on.
What does that even...
Hillary Clinton is back at it today, giving a highly charged and sometimes bitter commencement speech.
There is a full-fledged assault on truth and reason. We were furious about the past presidential election of a man whose presidency would eventually end in disgrace with his impeachment for obstruction of justice.
But let's have a quick fact check, shall we? President Nixon resigned and was never actually impeached, unlike Mrs. Clinton's husband, who was the most recent president to be impeached.
Fair enough. Hillary did change it from resign to impeach for the rhetorical effect. I do take some issue with the second part of Kimberly's statement, suggesting Hillary should be knocked for Bill Clinton's issues, but this is fair enough.
Greg.
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, in our backyard, we had these dandelion greens, and I don't know if you remember, but you could suck on them, and they were.
Hence the feast.
Yeah, you don't need them anymore because Hillary is just a walking fountain of bitterness.
This is just an odd comparison. You don't need bitter dandelions anymore because now you have Hillary Clinton. Why did you ever need them? It may come off as petty, but this is distractingly annoying.
And I'm starting now to feel sorry for her.
Ha! You don't feel sorry for her.
Imagine being the quarterback of a losing Super Bowl team that spends months trashing the winning quarterback.
I feel like this analogy requires Russian-supplied steroids.
And I find it to be hilarious that she talks about an assault on the truth coming from someone who systematically lied to Americans throughout the general election. Look,
fair enough. Hillary did mislead the American public about her email server situation. I calls them like I sees them.
Look, the reality is she needs to accept the fact the reason she lost is because she ran a horrible campaign, never stepping foot in Wisconsin. She spent more money pursuing one congressional district, one electoral college vote, than she did in Wisconsin and Michigan combined in the final weeks, which will brought her 26 electoral college votes. So
I have a linguistic issue here. She did run a losing campaign, but it was hardly a horrible campaign. She managed to win the popular vote and got pretty close to the electoral college vote as well. And this host is oversimplifying the reason for losing. Despite plenty of pundits claiming to the contrary, it looks like Russia may have actually made a tangible impact.
You talk about the hat for a second. What was going on with the hat? That's not a great look. She's not wearing it properly. She looks French to me.
Discussion of physical appearance is certainly a valid topic of criticism for political hosts. However, there's nothing blatantly strange about the hat. So much of the show is fluff.
Maybe that's just me.
I think she could have tilted it back a little.
And even when it's nonsense, other hosts join in.
That's what you focus on, her hat?
Well, listen, I'm very superficial, Greg. You know that. Listen.
At least the show is somewhat self-aware about its level of analysis.
And every time she opens her mouth, I think the American public says, thank God she's not our president.
Although I've seen polls suggesting Trump would still win if the election against Hillary were held today, Hillary would still likely get the popular vote. So my issue here is that the majority of the American people still want Hillary as president.
She doesn't really have any legs to stand on. I think what she needs to do is just go quietly so other Democrats can come to the table and be the real leaders of the Democratic Party.
Fair enough. I'm no fan of Hillary. She desperately clings to relevancy in the Democratic Party.
I have 2 points. Let me make the broader point first.
Which one's right?
Which one's right? Ugh. Almost all the back and forth banter on this show makes no sense.
These graduations are about the graduates and their families. Yeah. Point blank, period.
Says who? The commencement speaker is typically free to talk about anything they want.
The point is I have advice to Democrats. All we've got to do here is sit on our hands and watch Donald Trump self-destruct.
I don't know about this. My sense is that people want to like Donald Trump, but he keeps sabotaging himself. If the left stopped calling out all this craziness, I could easily see the approval rating going above 50%.
The highest his approval rating has ever been is 41%.
Fake news.
Number one.
Kimberly calls out fake news, and technically she is right. From what I can tell, the host is getting his 41% number from Gallup poll that gives an average of 41% rating up until May. However, the highest approval rating I've seen is about 44% for Trump.